I expect people like Dave Umahi to focus more on this issue that we've mentioned. I'm not saying he has done well in terms of infrastructure, education, some of the things he has done. But remember also that there has been years and years of decadence. So maybe based on what he's done, if it can be continued and sustained, maybe gradually we can now start seeing a decline in poverty rate in Ebonyi State. The same thing goes to Bayelsa State. Small, population small, but of course more revenue very high, but are not using it the way they're supposed to use it. It is about poor leadership. So it's also saying, okay, what is the governor of Bayelsa State doing? It's now time for you to really rethink as well and say, which areas should I go to really address this issue of poverty? And of course, while these reports are coming now, we should also remember that previous administration of these different states have been there and they've not really done the right thing. But of course, they say, even if we start today, it's still very early. It's now left for them to now say, okay, we know they've not done well in the previous years, in Ebonyi, in Enugu, in other states. But now that we have the government, now that we are controlling the government, what are we doing to make sure that in the next 3 years, in the next 4 years, in the next 5 years, these states will not be counted as among the poor people? Are they doing it now, Nancy? The answer is not really. They're not really doing it. But the question then is, what can we do to make sure that they start doing it? Is by calling them out, telling them what they are supposed to do. Some of them are trying in terms of some of the infrastructure that they are putting in place. Like as I said, Dave Umahi in Ebonyi said in terms of infrastructure, or maybe Edo State, another state, but River State as the case may be. But it means that other governors are not doing what they are supposed to do to alleviate the poverty in Nigeria. And we should call them out and say, you are not doing the right thing, please do the right thing, because the consequences of increasing poverty in Nigeria, of course, we are all victims of it. Insecurity, kidnapping, terrorism, and all that. So it's our responsibility to keep emphasizing, to keep mounting pressure on them for them to do the right thing. Is it possible to reduce poverty in Nigeria? As I said earlier on, it's quite very, very, very possible if they are supposed to, if they can do the right thing.
Okay, Doctor, I think we'll leave it at that, and I wish that we had more time, but we'll continue to expound on this topic, especially as the 2023 elections draw closer. It will be an interesting few weeks. I would like to really listen to how these presidential candidates, they have data with them.
Just because you said about 2023 election, it's now left for Nigerians to see the level of poverty we have, and to please vote people with character, competence,